Jejudo is a beautiful volcanic island of Korea. Filled with excitement, photographer Thomas Hoepker has come to visit.
Coming to Jeju, I had no idea what I would see there, and every day was a surprise. And when you get to a location or so, you have to find out, is it visually interesting, and what is interesting for your camera. And I'd never been there. I didn't even know it existed. But I was very fondly impressed what we found.
An island of fire and water created by volcanoes and the ocean. What impressions did Thomas Hoepker receive from this scenic island? Jejudo Island is situated about 400 kilometers south of Seoul. It appeared 1.8 million years ago after a massive volcanic eruption deep in the ocean. Being the largest island in Korea, Jejudo is a prime tourist destination thanks to its picturesque scenery and unique customs. It's the only place in the world to have received all 3 UNESCO designations in the nature category. Based on UNESCO's Global Geopark brand, Jejudo has developed 4 geo-trail routes.
Nice weather. Yeah. After rain, always weather is good.
Yeah.
Hikers can experience the island's unique geological features and learn about the history and culture of its villages. The Gimnyeong-Woljeong route is the longest among the 4 geo-trails.
Very nice.
This is also where their trip begins. A scenic sand beach against the Emerald Ocean. Everyone who comes here wants to capture this breathtaking scenery with a camera.
Have you been trying the selfie stick? No. No? For the first time? Yeah, me too.
Thomas Hoepker has been a photographer since the 1960s. He is a master of photography who has traveled around the world over the past half a century, not only as a photographer, but also as a magazine reporter, an art director, and a documentary film director. His photos have drawn the spotlight for their distinct stories and messages.
Turn. Okay, stop. Good.
Thomas's travel mate is the Korean underwater photographer Y.Zin, whose works have appeared in documentary films about nature, music album covers, and posters for TV shows. Y.Zin decided to join Thomas Hoepker on his trip to show him the beauty of this mysterious volcanic island. The Sunsegi beach was formed when sand piled up on a large area of volcanic lava. Jejudo people call flat lava plateaus bille.
This stone street is just starting the bille. We call the bille because volcanic make a natural flat land. Yeah. 나온다. See?
Bille becomes submerged in water during the high tide and reveals itself again when the tide is low. Diverse organisms appear here according to the tides. Bille is like a trace of lava that flowed into the ocean during volcanic eruptions. In fact, there are numerous lava tubes underneath Gimnyeong and Woljeong villages. They were formed by flowing lava. Kolmun-Odum in the northeast of Jejudo was also formed during a volcanic eruption. There are 6 lava tubes underneath this hill. All of them were formed when volcanic lava was flowing toward the coastline. Gimnyeong and Woljeong were built above a lava tube. The Manjangul lava tube, or simply Manjangul Cave, is a must-see on the Gimnyeong-Woljeong Geo-Trail. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a masterpiece that shows diverse topographical features and structures of lava tubes. Manjangul is the 11th longest in the world.
Ooh,
Ice cold.
still, even the windy.
Even in the middle of summer, the temperature remains at around 15 degrees Celsius. This magnificent cave demonstrates the enormous power of a volcanic eruption. Manjangul is one of the few lava tubes in the world that have been preserved well to this day. That's what makes it geologically valuable. Lava rafts are in many ways reminiscent of Jejudo Island, round with a protruding middle.
So other people say call this looks like the Jeju Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
The map.
Yeah, yeah.
Manjangul is full of various lava formations. The highlight is the unusually tall lava column. Although lava columns are not a rare sight, none are as tall as 7.6 meters.
I like it a lot because it looks exactly like the New York subway.
Yes, exactly.
Big, cold, dark, and full of noises, but a little spookier. But okay, that was a joke, of course, but it's quite interesting to see this fantastic cave. I've never seen something like that.
Manjangul stretches over 9 kilometers, but only 1 kilometer is open to the public. The two were lucky to get access to the off-limits zone.
It's not easy.
Many parts of this lava tube remain closed to the public because of falling rocks from the ceiling.
Yes.
Manjangul was formed 250,000 years ago during a volcanic eruption. It was first discovered in 1946 by a teacher and a group of students from an elementary school in Gimnyeong.
한 번에 다 답사한 건 아니고
네.
한 5번, 6번 정도 계속 왔다가 이제 기류도 되고
네.
이게 조를 나눠서 이제 뭐 그 횃불 들려면 이제 기름도 있어야 되잖아요.
네.
기름 짊어지는 애들 또 뭐
네.
측량해서 이게 적는 애들 또 뭐
최연소 탐사팀이네요.
예, 아마 예.
46.
Yes, long time ago. They are really younger explorer.
That's nice.
Yeah,
The lights from there.
yeah, much better.
여기 보면 줄 같은 거 있잖아요. 이쪽에.
요거요?
예.
네.
그런 것들은 이제 용암이 흘렀을 당시에 수면을 지시하는 거거든요.
Thomas is busy capturing the mysterious underground world that was formed over thousands of years.
Went there and I was surprised to see this underground huge halls in the dark. I was fascinated by the structure of the surroundings. He was the guide and he showed us through the underworld, which is actually sharp now, so I got lucky. I could put my arms on a rock, you know, and get this exposure of half a second or something.
Thomas continues to explore the dark cave to find the best subjects to photograph.
I mean, I was asked once, what do you think is your most important tool for photography? And I said, good shoes, because you have to walk a lot as a photographer, no? And your shoes have to be good, because you cannot take good pictures from a train or from a car, but you have to walk, and suddenly you see something.
와.
벽에 잠깐 보시면 흰색이 이제 박테리아거든요. 일정한 습도나 온도가 계속 유지되니까 이런 것들이 이제 생긴 거고, 동굴에 있는 이제 생물들이 이제 근원이 되는 거죠, 이제 박테리아가. 여기는 빛도 없고 뭐 아무것도 없는데 박테리아가 이제 그런 생태계 중요한 이제 영양분이 되는 거고, 위에 보시면 이런 것들이 이제 용암 종류라고 그러거든요.
The shape of the cave shows how the hot volcanic lava flowed here 250,000 years ago. These lava stalactites were formed when the ceiling partially melted from the heat. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Manjangul is managed with extra care. Falling rocks are checked on a regular basis using a net installed in the cave.
Yeah, that was the end of the tunnel, and then suddenly sunlight came in, and I was lucky that somebody was outside, and because if you have a person in the picture, you get an idea how large this thing is, you know. This could be very small, but if there's somebody standing there, you can see that it was a very, very large hole and a very deep hole.
Gimnyeong-Woljeong are two villages built above a lava tube. Their residents faced numerous challenges making a living in the harsh environment. This path represents their lives and culture. That's why it's called the Geo-Trail of traditional local culture.
어머니! 뭐 하시는 거래요? 마늘이요.
Having witnessed countless volcanic eruptions, this area used to be one of the most barren on Jejudo. But the locals managed to turn it into crop fields by breaking the bile.
It was an interesting possibility to see hard labor and very brave women to do something, and to see and understand that there's still a lot of handwork to do. It cannot be done by machines.
Volcanic areas have perfect conditions for cultivating crops because it has a good water flow. But you need the know-how to reap a good harvest.
마늘을 이쁘게 심어야 잘 나오거든요. 이렇게. 이거 하지 말라고. 이거는 머리빠. 이거는 꼴랭이. 꼴 이렇게. 그래 이렇게 꼭. 바로 마늘 심는 것이 이런 거지 뭐.
와, 어머니 이거 다 언제 심어요?
이거 오늘 다 심어.
오늘 다 한다고요, 이걸요?
오늘 다 해.
Wow, Thomas, she working
이거 오늘
today? She should be finished the whole.
The whole thing today?
Yeah. 일하시다가 힘드시면
Garlic farmers spend over 200 days a year working in the fields. Most of them are seniors. They came up with a quirky idea to make the work less toilsome.
어머니, 그 뒤에 그 뭐예요?
이거
네.
방석.
방석?
의자.
Thomas, look at that.
의자.
There is a chair, mini chair for her. Mini cushion. Yeah, cushion for her.
이거 의자 이렇게 입고 이렇게.
I saw that these ladies had a big pillow under their behind, because they had to be sitting all day to put these seeds in the soil. So it was a hard work for them to do. I never seen something like that, so it was quite interesting.
At a glance, it's hard to say that Gimnyeong and Woljeong were built above a lava tube. But if you go inside, you will find traces of a lava tube, such as these springs.
Swim? No. Oops.
Here is the Yongcheonsu.
Very romantic.
Yeah, very romantic. The under the cave. Yeah. Whoa, see, it looks like a jungle.
This spring was formed when a 2-meter layer of volcanic rocks piled up here. The villagers used to drink this clear water. The water temperature here never exceeds 15 degrees Celsius, even in the summer. Thanks to this water, a village was established here in the rugged environment.
Eating. We can drinking.
Yeah.
You wanna try?
Yeah.
Not salt?
No, good. Yeah, no taste at all.
Not salt. Wow, it's very clear.
This water of life pushed through the hard lava and gushed outside. Rainwater spurts up between rocks.
See, can you see the fall?
Sure.
My magic hand.
Yeah. Okay.
안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하십니까.
여기 동네 여기 사세요?
예, 바로 앞집에 살아요.
아, 그럼 이 물이 어디로 이렇게 나가요?
이렇게 흐르고 가면서 집안이 얕으니까 저쪽 바닷가 쪽으로 용천수가 많이 나온 데 있어요.
네.
청굴물이라고 그쪽으로 많이 흘리죠.
아, 그렇구나.
네.
감사합니다.
예.
감사합니다.
예, 수고하세요.
예.
예.
와.
Just as lava flowed from Gommun-Orum and all the way to the coastal area, spring water reaches all corners of the village. After a long journey, it eventually flows into the sea. This point is called Cheongulmun. Crystal clear fresh water in the sea. A rare feature for a volcanic landscape.
Be careful. Very slight.
That's where it's come from.
Yeah, there is enter the water.
So cold, huh?
Yes.
Gimnyeong villagers figured out how to best adapt to the local climate and nature. Thomas is mesmerized by the customs and culture of this place.
I thought it was a very charming part of town. Very, very different from the high-rise buildings downtown. Very quiet. Elderly people sitting on the doorsteps with their dogs. And it was very nice of the old ladies to invite us for dinner, so we sat down and had dinner with them. So a very, very nice impression of the countryside at the beginning.
The unique landscape and stories created by a volcano. The Gimnyeong-Woljeong Geo-Trail represents the lives and culture of people who have adapted to the volcanic landscape. Jejudo, a volcanic island with a 1.8 million year history. The second route is the Suwolbong Peak Geo-Trail. The Suwolbong Peak was formed as a result of a vigorous reaction between hot lava and seawater. This peak received much acclaim from UNESCO for its awe-inspiring features created by water, fire, and time.
It's black mud. It's a good.
The beach is covered in volcanic ashes, crushed by sea waves.
Nature is
The black
really
sand
amazing.
is the tiny fragments of lava.
Have you been trying like this? The black sand? Have you so?
Not so much.
Not so much. Yes, right. Me too.
But most of the beaches at home, they're white sand.
Yeah, white sand is more popular, right?
Sure.
Yes. I think more better.
But you did a good job in painting it black.
Yes, right. Agree? I agree.
On the other side of the beach, you can see the traces of a volcanic eruption. The rocks bear marks of the flow of the molten lava. The Suwolbong Peak was formed as a result of a hot and powerful reaction that occurred on Jejudo 18,000 years ago. Even though it's only 77 meters tall, its geological value is immeasurable. It represents the mysteriousness of Mother Nature, created over a long period of time. This topography was formed after volcanic ashes mixed with gas. It still bears the magnificent and dramatic traces of the volcanic ash storm that occurred here thousands of years ago.
Look at the white stone.
Yeah.
제주도가 이렇게 섬이 아니었을 때 바다였었거든요. 얕은 바다, 대륙부. 얕은 바다였을 때 우리 한반도와 연결되어 있던 기반함. 굵은 돌은 가까운데 먼저 떨어지고 제가 저쪽 건너편에는 돌 하나도 없다고 했죠. 그쪽은 거리가 멀기 때문에 가벼운 입자가 날아가서 쌓이는 과정. 이렇게 골고루 변해가는 과정을 볼 수 있는 것은 세계에도 이곳밖에 없어요. 이렇게 여기는 굵은 돌이 있는데 저기 가면 점점 가늘어져 입자가. 그러다가 저 건너가면은 아예 곤 입자들.
Layers of volcanic ash on the cliffs and myriad volcanic bombs trapped inside them attest to the vigorous volcanic activity in this area. This beautiful landscape also witnessed Korea's tragic history.
그 오키나와가 미군에게 점령당하면서 온 병력을 다 이쪽으로 집중을 시켰거든요, 제주도로. 그래서 여기에 자살 특공정 숨겼던 것. 저희 마을에만도 25대가 이렇게 숨겨져 있었거든요. 하약을 배 앞에 싣고 뒤에는 자동차 엔진을 장착시켜서 군인 2사람, 일본 군인 2사람이 들어가면 딱 차단시켜버렸어요. 나갈 수밖에 없게, 자살할 수밖에 없겠죠.
Pressure.
Yeah.
On the Suwolbong Peak, you can travel back in time from hundreds of millions of years ago to the modern period. The area around Suwolbong Peak was first inhabited about 8,000 years after the peak was formed. Thanks to volcanic ashes, the soil here became fertile enough for farming.
Yes. Wow. It's big leaf. What is this?
Excavation or?
To the east of the peak, there is a relic excavation site.
안녕하세요. 들어가도 돼요?
예. 저희 조사를 이제 시작하는 단계라서 많이 옵니다.
이게 뭐예요?
이게 여기가 저희 우리나라에서 가장 빠른 이른 시기의 신석기 유적인데.
This area is home to the priceless relics from the Neolithic age, 10,000 BC, the very first period in Korean history. The excavation was launched in the 1990s to find clues to the origin of Jejudo residents. People participating in the excavation take pride in their job because these relics are the traces of their ancestors.
만큼 큰 거. 아이고 그것은 진짜 좋았었는데 그거 하석으로 남아 있는 거 우리 찾았어요.
뭐가 나왔어요? 네?
올화살.
석촉.
Oh yeah, it's an arrow.
Yeah, arrow.
Yeah.
맞네, arrow. Look at the
Very sharp.
very sharp.
Yeah.
아, yeah.
호칭을 보기 위해서 테스트 핏을 넣은 자리거든요.
아,
I
bounding.
wonder when did they start to do this? Oh, why did they have
This
indication?
work.
Yeah.
언제 시작?
It was a field, you know. But did a farmer
Yeah.
come up to them and I found
아,
something?
어떻게
or-
하다 이게 시작됐는지.
이 유적이 원래 그 농민이 농사를 짓다가 석창을 발견해서 돌로 된 큰 창 날을
네.
발견해서 그걸 이제 신고하게 됩니다.
오.
Relics were first found here by a local farmer in 1987. They dated back to the late Paleolithic to early Neolithic period of 10,000 years ago. So far, some 100,000 items have been discovered on this site, and still more are being excavated.
Like is the wrong word, but it's highly interesting. And I think it's great that they get into this and spend a lot of money to excavate, because there is no profit to be made. You know? It's sort of finding our ancestors.
Jejudo is home to over 50 prehistoric relic sites. Most of them are located in volcanic caves and rocks in coastal areas, where prehistoric people lived and gathered food. That's why Jejudo's historic sites reflect the island's geological features. Archaeology and photography have much in common. They both make your heart beat faster when you discover something unexpectedly.
They had little figures and little shapes, and so it's a very exciting thing. Actually, at some point in my life, I wanted to be an archaeologist because I thought it would be a very exciting thing. And well, a photographer in a way is also interested in things not seen before, you know. So I'm trying to reveal things. So in a way, I'm also an archaeologist.
지금 뭐 하시는 거예요?
휴식 시간이에요. 휴식 시간.
아,
우리 찍을 가. 잘 찍었어요. 모델로 줘야 돼, 모델로.
she take a rest now. 그 큰 모자 한번 써보고 싶대요.
언니가 찍어야
One of the locals willingly shares her hat with Thomas. How does he look?
괜찮아요.
Okay, yeah.
오예. 돌라가.
하루방. She call you 하루방. 하루방.
Thanks to the hat, Thomas bonds with the women in no time.
이거 선생님. 저기 좋은 거.
His good sense of humor helps him find a way into their hearts.
No pictures, no pictures. Yeah, it's different to work in a country where you don't know the language, you know, and can talk to them. But sometimes you find a little trick to make them smile. At least if they feel, or I feel that I'm welcome.
이거 시원하네요.
시원하라고 쓰는 거지.
이거 쓰니까 되게 시원하네요. 바람만.
도 있잖아요. 시원한 밀짚 모자. 오예.
네, 얼쑤 잘한다. 잘한다. 더 해보세요. 시원한 밀짚 모자. 그다음 뭐예요?
몰라. 나도 몰라.
Residents of relic sites face many inconveniences. They are not allowed to cultivate crops without the government's permission.
내 마음이 어때서 내 나이가 어때서 오예. 사랑하기 딱 좋은 나이인데.
Nonetheless, people in the Suwolbong Peak area are always willing to lend a helping hand to excavate as many relics as they can, because this is where their roots come from. To the north of the Suwolbong Peak, there is a small port. This area has the gustiest winds in Korea. Locals make their living by drying squid, one of their most lucrative sources of income.
어머니, 안녕하세요. 예. 네, 안녕. 지금 뭐 하시는 거예요?
뒤집어갖고 마르게 뒤집어서요.
뒤집으시는 거예요?
바람도 좋고 잘 말라요.
Squids cannot catch this Jeju ocean, so just dry here.
They're the best dryers in the world.
Yeah, because wind is very strong.
Okay.
It's much better for the delicious squids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thomas is impressed by the endless rows of squid drying in the wind.
So I was surprised to come to that place and see these wonderful curtains, you know, where you think it's a curtain in a window, but indeed it's octopus. And they are hung out to dry and made a wonderful pattern. And so it's an aesthetic picture, but also it tells a story, you know, people harvesting the sea, finding these creatures and drying them. And I think it's a major income for the community. You know? It's a big thing in the country.
안녕하세요. 오징어 한 마리 먹어볼 수 있을까요?
예, 이거 잡사봉. 보는 거.
Right?
Thank you.
How does the squid dried in ocean wind taste?
It's tough stuff. Okay.
Slightly roasted squid is one of the favorite snacks of Koreans.
감사합니다. 잘 먹을게요. 토마스. Skis.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes, for tomorrow morning.
That's pretty tough stuff, no?
Yeah. A little bit salt, but still delicious, right? Yeah, it's good.
The Suwolbong Peak offers the most beautiful view of sunset on Jejudo Island. The crimson sunset blankets the entire landscape, recreating the light of a volcanic eruption.
I have a bias against sunsets, you know, because it's such a cliche. But this was a good one.
Why this one is good?
Because there were clouds and very, very simple colors, blue water and dramatic clouds and vast oceans. The islands here, so it's not just the sun and the water, but there's more.
The breathtaking natural scenery of Jejudo defies stereotypes. How will it surprise the travelers tomorrow? The third route is the Seongsan-Ojo Geo-Trail. Seongsan-ri is located to the north of the Seongsan Ilchulbong Peak. This area is famous for Jejudo's woman divers, called Haenyo.
She working the ocean every day. Yeah, like a free diving, holding breath and then go down.
Yeah, without any oxygen.
Yes, without gear.
Yeah, without any gear.
언니 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 어디 갔다 오셨어요? 일하셨어요? 물질하신 거예요?
예, 물질하러 가요.
아, 물질하러 가세요?
지금 갑니다.
아,
These Haenyo, with 57 years of experience, left an indelible impression on Thomas.
Oh yeah, this is a very, very interesting lady. She was in her late 60s or early 70s, and she's a diver. Both of them are divers, and they dive for wonderful fish which they find exactly out of their house. Yeah, they were very impressive. You know. They've been doing this all their lives, I think.
이제 나이가 한 20살이 돼가니까 이제 큰 바다에 다니는 거라. 해녀지 이제는 그때는 자연으로 잠수질을 했어요. 그래 돈도 벌고 이제 우리 이제 커가면서 결혼도 하고 얼라이도 낳고 이제 이렇게 해서 이제 생계를 꾸려가면서 이제 이때까지 살아왔지요.
In Seongsan-ni, even finding land for gardening is not easy. That's why locals make a living by diving into the sea to collect and sell seafood.
We were waiting here.
Good luck.
Good luck.
These women divers brave the cold water to earn money. They become the head of their households instead of their husbands, who are mostly away at sea.
Why is it only women?
Yes, only women.
Why? Is there a reason, or is it just a tradition? Or?
Every guy's going outside the fishing boat.
Yeah, yeah, because they had children probably, if you couldn't go away.
Yes, when we
For the children.
Haenyeo risk their lives to make a living. They have to hold their breath in water for 1 or 2 minutes without using any safety gear. But they know when to give up and only spend as much time in water as the ocean permits them. A pristine, unpolluted sea. It always rewards them for their hard work.
멍게, 해삼 뭐 이런 거?
멍게, 성게.
성게.
Yeah, here she is diving, which is a nice picture of just her disappearing. It's very rare that you find a lady in her late 60s or so to jump into the water and get a sea urchin out. So I think I was impressed on how professional she was.
Haenyeo only stay in water for as long as they can hold their breath. That's why the sea off Jejudo still has ample amounts of fresh seafood. The women want the travelers who came from afar to try their catch. Since ancient times, Jejudo residents served sea urchin roe only to important guests.
오 달달한데요? 달달해.
토마스 감.
Natural sea urchins are hard to find these days. They taste like honey.
이거 잡숴봐요.
Thank you.
Sea urchins have a tender texture and a very unique flavor. Will Thomas like them?
Excellent.
Good, little bit sweet.
It feels like pudding.
Oh yeah.
But it smells, it's strong salt,
Yeah, right.
and I think iodine.
Oh yeah.
Easy access to fresh seafood is one of the advantages of living on Jejudo Island.
Okay. Spicy? Not spicy. It's okay?
It's pretty fresh.
Oh yeah, sure. Just come out here. Yeah. Okay? Delicious. 어머니도 드셔야지, 어머니.
More than 75% of women divers on Jejudo are in their 60s and 70s. They are now regarded as one of Jejudo's treasures because this unique profession could soon become a thing of the past. You can see the Seongsan Ilchulbong Peak at any point on the Seongsan-Ojo Geo-Trail. It was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its unique volcanic structure and sedimentary strata.
Ilchul is come out the sun in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
come out.
sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise spot here. Seongsan sunrise spot? Yes, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Created by fire and water and shaped by waves and winds, Seongsan Ilchulbong is only 180 meters in height.
We decided it was late in the day to climb up onto this high mountain in front of us. It was actually a very nice climb, but I enjoyed that.
On the way, they see strangely shaped rocks.
There's a real ghost. Look at the big eyes.
Yes, looks like a ghost.
Halfway to the summit, they are rewarded with a panoramic view of the ocean.
Are you okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Sure? I'm tired. No. You're a really strong guy. Yes, Magnum. Here's the top. Here's top.
The peak.
Finally.
After a 30-minute ascent, they finally reach the top. There is a large crater measuring 600 meters in diameter. More than 200 species of flora and fauna live inside it. The size of the crater and the breathtaking sunset make the people gasp in awe.
Yeah, of course we get very impressed. It's very nice. And
Breathless.
it's worth the UNESCO prize, I guess.
Absolutely. It's like it's worth also the 30 minutes walking up the stairs, and it's like really, it's just gorgeous. I mean, the view, it's been amazing, and also the weather was good today, so it's really gorgeous.
Thomas, who rarely photographs natural landscapes, is pleased with this shot of the sunset.
I like this. It's a very minimalistic picture, but you see these boats that look like stars or so. It's, in many cases, a sunset picture is kitsch. And after the sunset, it's half dark, half light, so much more interesting, because the sun is only disappearing in the orange on the horizon.
A beautiful silhouette of mysterious Mother Nature against the sunset. Another day on Jejudo has come to an end. Moonsum Island is one of Jejudo's many parasitic cones. It's the only place in Korea to have soft coral reefs. Thanks to its unique underwater ecosystem, UNESCO included this island in the list of biosphere reserves. Divers from all over the world come to Moonsum Island to see its soft corals.
It was really nice. It was beautiful. There's a very wide variety of species here. It's a very rich and healthy looking reef.
There's so many fish swarms and corals, and it's quite impressive when you're down at 20 meters and you look up and you see the sunlight down to the water, and you see these fishes and so on.
I don't know. I get you.
Moonsum Island doesn't have any convenience facilities because it's a natural reserve. Nonetheless, it's always crowded with divers from various corners of the globe. Rich in plankton, the sea off Moonsum Island is home to diverse sea creatures.
I snorkeled a lot. I didn't do much diving, but a little bit. But this one was very intriguing because I haven't seen an environment like this in the ocean, in the very clear water.
Y.Zin wants to show Thomas the beauty of the Jeju seas. Although she has years of diving experience, she feels nervous because even a small mistake underwater can be life-threatening.
Okay, I hope so.
Y.Zin finally takes a dive. About 10 meters deep, soft coral reefs come into view. Soft corals only grow in clean, shallow waters that light can permeate. Most of the soft corals found in waters off Seongsan Island are pink. This area is also home to more than 1,000 species of fish and seaweed. It's a haven of rare organisms that are hard to find in other parts of the world. After 40 minutes of photographing, Y.Zin looks exhausted. Thomas is worried about his travel mate. He looks relieved when she finally comes out of the water.
Too fast?
Too fast.
Yeah.
Too fast and really strong coral, so I just holding my camera, and then other hands is holding the line, and then hand up moving. But I really want to show you something beautiful in the ocean, Jeju. I'm putting, go up, and then take picture. So I take picture.
Did you bring parts? No, you can't. You don't do that.
Yes, of course, of course.
Y.Zin struggled with the rough current to take pictures of the beautiful underwater world of Jejudo for Thomas.
Today, now, I'll take picture.
Wonderful.
What pictures did she take?
Well, of course I couldn't see it directly, but I looked at her pictures later and they're very, very impressive. And I had no idea it would be so colorful and so many different kinds of fish. I think it's a very special place.
Thanks to Y.Zin's photos, Thomas got to explore the underwater world of Jejudo. The trip to Jejudo, a volcanic island with unusual geological features and unique customs, was a stunning experience for Thomas, who loves to discover new things.
It was full of surprises, in a way which I liked because it was not conventional, you know. Well, the Korean people which went with us were wonderful. They were funny, they were pleasant, they were helpful. So it's a pleasant country to work in.
It took a tremendous amount of time for life to begin on massive lava rocks and for people to settle down on this island. Take a walk on Jejudo's geo-trails and you will feel the ancient layers of time.